Good morning, good morning, good morning, and happy Friday Eve. Happy Thursday. This is Tammy Pope, your host of the Virtuous Businesswoman Motivational Broadcast. I am your Virtuous Businesswoman Motivational Makeover Mentor. Yes, I know that is a mouthful, but to shorten it up just a little bit, my goal and my joy is to use the power of the written word to inspire, encourage, uplift, and equip you to eliminate excuses and excel in life and business. I'm absolutely excited to be with you today for the second part of the You Are a Franchise series. It's quite funny. One of the young ladies who follows the show on Facebook reached out to me and she says, "What's the title of the book? I know this is a book. It's got to be a book." And I laughed, and as I told her, I says, "Well, the title of the show is the title of the book." So there you go. So during the first show, oh goodness, where are my manners? Good morning, Blog Talk Radio, Instagram, Periscope, replay viewers, and YouTube. Okay, I got that out. But we talked last time about a franchise, talking about the human franchise, and that we have to understand that as people, the way that we live our lives is not just building it for us, it's building it for those who will come behind us. So we talked about recognizing the fact that we are a franchise, not falling victims to comparisons, working hard, and looking at the big picture. So, where I want to start at today is it's very simple, and I'm going to get as many of these in as I can during our time together. But the next one that I want to talk about is this: a franchise establishes and maintains integrity. Lying will hurt your franchise long before anything else does. People would rather that you tell them that you can't do something than for you to lie and mess it up. It's much easier for you to be upfront than to spend a whole bunch of time doing damage control. Because one thing about lies is they're not easy to clean up. Because once somebody realizes that you've lied to them, even if you tell them the truth, they're still going to look at you with raised eyebrows because they are not sure that they can believe what you say. So when people hear your name or when they look at you and what you do, they should know who, what, when, where, why, how, and how much without question. However, some of us get so nervous about that, we will say, "Oh, that's just, a little something." But what I really do is this. But is that what they came to you for? So you have to learn to tell the truth. Will telling the truth cost you money? Yes, it will. But it is all about how you handle it. That's the key to maintaining your integrity. If somebody comes to you and they ask you, "Can you do something?" and you say no, and they're like, oh, okay, well, I'll find somebody else. That's not a time for you to lie. That's a time for you to go learn how to do it. So that if they come back to you simply because they want to know if you know how to do it now, or they may have had it done by somebody else and had a bad experience, so they're coming back to you either for another referral or, as I said before, to see if you now know how to do it because you are who they wanted to work with in the first place. And then also the thing about it is, if it's something that you need to be doing anyway, you're putting yourself on the winning side by using that time to go learn how to do it. I give you an example. People know that I write. They know that I write a lot. But if you come and ask me, hey, Tammy, do you know how to write grants? Tammy does not know how to write grants. Tammy's going to tell you that. But Tammy is also learning how to do so that the next person that comes to me, I'm able to help. That's the way that you have to look at it. So, will people challenge you because you told the truth? Yes, they will. People will try to tell you that you lost out by staying true to you, your mission, and your message. They're going to make you feel like you really missed out on something, and they're going to tell you everything that they did to get what they wanted without everybody, finding out. Move away from them quickly, because that's a lot of negativity, negative energy that you don't want or need in your space and in your vision. Will people tell you that you're crazy? In a heartbeat. Not being willing to lie is not something that everybody will understand. And what we have to see is that the things that we lie to get aren't things that are worth keeping. It may be easy to get, however, it's only going to satisfy your need for the moment. But as time moves on, it's going to slow you down. You'll start to see that it's not what you really wanted. It's going to become more of a burden. If somebody brings it up, you're going to change the subject. And the next thing you know, you're putting what you lied about on the list of things that you did that you weren't proud of and hope nobody finds out about. So you have to ask yourself, is lying to get anything worth your reputation? What is it that you want people to know and remember when they hear your name? That's something to think about. All right, so the next one I'm going to get into is a franchise knows who it is and what it offers. Just like lying, misrepresenting yourself can damage your franchise. Sometimes we spend so much time trying to look, act, walk, and talk and think like everybody else that we've completely thrown the concept of individuality to the dogs. Um, and it starts small, going to places you weren't normally seen in, wearing stuff that even looking at makes you uncomfortable, attending events that you once, you know, thought were wrong or said it wasn't your scene. And then it grows until you yourself become unrecognizable. And you have to remember who you are and what you offer. This is an example that I give in the book. But when you walk into Baskin Robbins, what do you expect to find? Ice cream, right? So if you walk into Baskin Robbins and they have a soul food buffet, you're going to be like, wait, am I in the right place? You're like, wait a minute. I thought I was at Baskin Robbins, a place known for ice creams and ice cream related treats. The only way you should walk into Baskin Robbins and find chicken and dumplings is if somebody brought some for lunch. You don't build a legacy because you adapt. You build it because you stick to what you are known for and you build on that. Baskin Robbins started out, they're known for their 31 flavors of ice cream. Flavors may come and go, even some of your personal favorites, but I digress. Or when you walk into Baskin Robbins, you know exactly what you're going to find. And the only way you're going to be disappointed is if your favorite flavor is gone or they ran out of it. So think about yourself as a person. You have something that you are known for. Unfortunately, it may not always be positive, but you should be working to change it if you're always known for something negative. And yes, change is hard, lonely, and difficult, but it's necessary. And you're going to have to deal with people who only see you as the person that they knew before. And the thing about that is, as you change, you're changing because you see that things are off, that things are not right. And there are going to be some things that as you change, you start to get a handle on. And the first one is this: everybody's blueprint isn't yours to follow. It may look good, it may sound good and be affordable, but that doesn't mean that it's for you. And the worst thing that you can do in some cases is to be so obsessed with thinking that you can make it happen that you and what you're doing are actually keeping it from happening. You can change so much of yourself that you become unrecognizable. You won't want to see old photos of yourself or hear old, stories about who you used to be because as you hear them and as you see those things, all that's going to come into your heart and mine was, man, I let that go running after all of this stuff that doesn't matter. And then when people tell you that you can get back to who you were and what you did, you don't think that that's even possible. So think about it. How many times have you gone to a place that tried something new? They realized that they didn't work. They went back to what they knew and they were glad of that. It's the same thing with us. I was listening to a speech in my Toastmasters group a couple of months ago, and one of the ladies did a speech on Lego. And she said that Lego got away from who they were and what they offered because they started opening, amusement parks and all of this other stuff, and they noticed that their sales and their stock went down. So when they met to see what was going on, the fact that they got away from just having, their blocks in stores and things like that, they went back to what they knew. And in a matter of months, their sales were right back where they were used to them being. And I have got to speed up here. But I'm glad that I was able to get to this one in light of um, this being severe weather season and the Flint water crisis and everything else. But a franchise is active in the community. Have you ever been annoyed because somebody you knew could help in a situation didn't? I have been. You were angry because you know that person had the time, the money, and resources, yet they sat back waiting to be asked. Not understanding that the person who needed help might have been in a situation where they could not ask for help. Now let's flip the script really quick. Have you been that person? Have you intentionally withheld help from someone because you were waiting for them to come to you? Now, while I understand why you are that way, you have to be willing to be the bigger person sometimes and to take that first step. And not only that, you have to be okay with either not being told about the need at all or not being told until sometime later. There will be times where you're going to have to step up and help anyway, even though they didn't ask you. Let them be mad, let them yell and scream or do whatever they want to do. But at the end of the day, you won't have on your conscience that somebody needed you and you had the means to help them and you weren't there. It's not about what's already been done. It's not about what somebody else did or gave. It's not about whether they were going to give what you went and got. It's not even about you getting recognition or anything in return. It's about the fact that you don't know when your time will come. And while you would sit back and expect certain people to help you, if you're known as somebody who's not going to help or doesn't help for the right reasons, you're going to be clawing your way out on your own. Whew, I know that I have said a lot. There is most definitely going to be a part three on this, but I do not want to go over my time and I want to respect yours because I know some of you may be at work listening to me. But again, this is Tammy Pope, your host of the Virtuous Businesswoman Motivational Broadcast. And as always, God bless, Godspeed in all that you do, and keep charging. Kayla, Nicole, I love you guys. Bunches and oodles. I'll see you guys real soon. Good morning. Good